You can shoot across the entire screen.
She starts off pathetically weak in every game.
No,
Bag of
but this
spilling.
not never as bad as this game. This game, not only do you start off with nothing, your damage input is pathetically short.
I would have preferred if that door's acronym was SOL. Shit out of luck.
At least you can shoot across the entire screen,
True.
Metroid 1.
But it's very for first-time players and the beginners. It's real easy to die.
I remember that. This is the first Metroid game I ever played. It took me a while to reach the end.
Oh, kid.
Even me, like I by the time I got into Fusion for the first time, I was already well familiar.
Holy shit, are we actually playing the game now?
Yeah, we're actually playing the game.
5 minutes later.
At least 6 minutes later, we're
That is
finally
the longest cutscene I've ever seen in a GBA game.
and you can't skip it.
Have you played Fire Emblem? Those guys can keep talking and
Well, that's an RTS, so it's pretty much cutscene to begin with.
I was already well familiar with Super Metroid by the time I finally got to play this game, so I got used to everything really quickly. But I still found myself dying a lot, if only because Samus cannot take much damage at all during these first few outings. But let's get some few things out of the way here. Now, for Super Metroid, for the commentary channel, I went out of my way I made sure to get every item and play in the game as fast as I could because we want, Super Metroid is one of my favorite games of all time. I think it deserves as such. For Fusion, I was trying to do the same thing. Initially, I did want to make this a 100% speed run, just like I did for Super Metroid, but it was just not working because I do not remember Fusion's layout nowhere near as much as Super Metroid's layout.
Well, the thing about Fusion is that in order to get 100%, you need to sidetrack yourself at the end of the game.
Tremendous.
Adam will say at the end of the game, go to the final area, and then you gotta say, nope, and then you gotta fuck around in the different...
Fuck you, Adam.
Yeah, you gotta fuck around in different sections for about 30 minutes, getting the rest of the tanks.
To me, it was just distracting. Because to me, that would equivalent. That would be did I mention
Too tall.
Yeah, too tall.
Fuck you and your misogynism, Adam.
Oh no, he's not being misogynist. I mean, he's her at least in Other M, he was her military commander. He was supposed to be in charge.
But she's a freelance bounty hunter.
He said at the beginning, if you're going to be here, you gotta follow my rules, okay? But anyway, back to Fusion. So you're just making this just a straight speed run then?
A straight speed run.
Okay.
I'm completing the game as fast as I can using all the
You
techniques.
better not be using save states, mister.
This is on the Game Boy player.
This is a Game Boy player. Can't you see the Z button and options on top?
Oh, okay.
You can't
I
save
thought it
state
was
even if he
an
wants to.
emulator.
No, we're authentic, motherfucker.
Well, I'm authentic anyway. Ted uses simulators.
Well, that's
fuck you,
Pokemon.
Mega Man X3.
Shun Ted.
Who are you talking about, Ted?
I love that stance.
Clearly own X3.
I love that stance. She has one hand on her hips, like, yeah, bitch. I'm the boss here.
Inner monologuing, inner monologuing, inner monologuing. We still haven't done anything in this game.
I actually do like the inner monologuing, mostly just because... Well, actually, one thing I do like about Fusion is it's the only Metroid game with a good story. Prime 3 comes close. The less said about Other M, the better. But this is the only game where it actually has a good story, so I really like that about Metroid Fusion.
You got the missiles.
Oh, I love that you finally can press the R button to choose missiles. If there's one thing I hate about Super Metroid and Metroid 1, it's that you have to press the select button over and over again to choose which weapon you want to use. I love that using the R button. It's a lot faster and a lot easier.
So I take it you didn't like Zero Mission for kind of going backwards with that?
Well, no, no, you only had to do that with the super missiles in Zero Mission, which I guess I can understand, even though I prefer what they did in this game, where once you got the super missile upgrade, normal missiles were obsolete. Anyway, my video froze. What time are we at?
9:28, 9:30. Hey, we're actually doing things.
Yeah.
Blowing shit up.
So
Oh my god, you can actually climb in this game.
yeah, one of the newest abilities is that
Climbing
you can
ladders.
now grab ledges. You can grab ledges now with one hand. I don't get that. I was going to assume Samus has incredible upper body strength. I wouldn't doubt that, but you know,
Ew.
it just makes me think back to like the older Metro games. What was stopping me from climbing ledges and the other ones?
System limitations.
What? No, I refuse to believe that.
Laziness, that's what. And you can't wall jump on the same wall anymore. No.
There's another energy tank here.
Only X
no,
can do
you
that.
missed the ceiling. No, you missed an energy tank. I'm gonna be doing that a lot for the record.
Only
Yeah.
Mega Man X can wall jump on the same wall.
Samus
No,
can in
you
Super
can't-
Metroid.
You can't abuse the wall jump in this game as much as you can in Super Metroid.
Metroid or Zero Mission. Zero Mission.
Well,
you
Getting
can-
hit, you noob.
I don't think Johnny gives a fuck because this is the easiest boss in the game.
yeah.
That's the first. So.
Wait, that's a
Yeah.
boss?
Yeah, that's a boss.
Well, it was a boss.
I can't believe I died to that boss. Died to that boss a few times the first time I played the game.
Wow, you suck.
Well, I was 8. Leave
It
me
was
alone.
probably his first time.
So I played Super Metroid when I was 6, and I managed to at least get far enough to beat the first boss.
Well, Samus could take more damage in Super Metroid than in Fusion.
Yeah, but they also
your
didn't
first
tell you
time
what
is going to be
Proof suit,
frustrating
'cause you're a
because Samus
woman.
cannot take much. At least until you get the barrier suit, anyway. I think one of the worst sections in the game, actually, until you get the various in this game, is the tropical sector.
Oh,
Those
that's-
insects do a lot of damage.
Yeah, well, at least they are slow moving at the point where you're sort of weak, so it's not really that hard. It's kind of hard to get hit by them. But that section
Ew.
also has some of the most dickish enemies in the entire game, so there's that, I guess.
Yeah.
So what you're pretty much watching now is, since I'm pretty much only getting items that I will probably absolutely need to rely on, this is a low percentage speed run. This is the
No,
fact.
you gotta do a 1% run where
Actually,
you only get one missile tank that you
never
need
done
to
that,
get.
and I will never do that. I just don't care that much.
So no 3 hard to Link to the Past run from you?
Oh yeah!
Suddenly, Michael Bay.
Zombie!
Okay, this
Okay.
is the SAX, and it creeps me the fuck out. This is the scariest thing I
Bullshit,
have
even
ever
when you
seen.
get your powers back, you can't do that.
When you, when I was little, this thing scared me the fuck, to death. Scariest thing ever in a video game for me, at least.
Zombie Samus? Really?
Bullshit.
That thing is terrifying.
Play Silent Hill 2, goddammit.
But just wait
I-
until we get to some of the chases
Yeah,
later on.
when
That
we get
thing's
to-
terrifying.
I will sympathize with Ted. Not as I didn't think it was as scary as on the levels as Ted was, but when we get to the later parts, I'll definitely start sharing my experiences with the SAX.
You're not afraid of me, are you?
Trust me, she's winning.
We're in part 2 of the Metroid Fusion playthrough.
What about commentary?
It could be both.
I suppose.
Derp.
A broom.
So now we get pretty much the basic structure of Fusion. You do one thing in one sector, then you go into another thing in another sector. Lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, it works for this game, I
It
For
is
find.
this
an
game, I don't.
incredible-
Well, I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss the non-linear structure of Super Metroid. But for this game,
This game I don't mind it as much because there's just enough freeforming for extra things.
well that and this game is really action-packed.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
this
one
game,
thing-
And then
there's a lot of things in your face in this game, and I think it works.
And then there's other M where it's go to this room, go to the next room, go to the next room, go to the next room, next room.
Other M is the only extremely linear game where I managed to get lost, and in that some of the requirements to open the doors are so cryptic, it's ridiculous.
Samus,
But-
I cannot allow you to use your fireproof suit because it's a hazard to everyone else. Somehow.
The thing about Fusion in Fusion's linearity that I think sort of that I like is that the game doesn't bullshit with you in that it tells you where you need to go and what you need to do. in Super Metroid,
They
unless if
dropped
you're
you
like
on
some...
Beavis and then told you to fuck off.
Well, here's the thing about Super Metroid. Unless if you're some sort of like sequence breaker or you come into some sort of massive glitch, most people are going to be doing things in the same order anyway. You got to get the morph ball before you can get the missiles and then etc etc. So it's not really non-linear. It's just that the game doesn't tell you what you need to do, so you spend an hour wandering around lost, which I kind of hate. So I like Fusion in that it just tells you what you need to do. Now, obviously, this sort of mission structure doesn't work for every Metroid game, but I do like the sort of straightforwardness of Fusion.
Oh look, lava.
Yep.
Red
Don't go on
jam.
that. It's not jam, it's tomato sauce.
It's the blood of orphans.
Space pirates.
No, they're X copies of Space
Yeah.
Pirates.
Yeah, I know,
which
I'm joking.
I don't get why they're here though, because this is the Metroid 2 throwback level, and there weren't any Space Pirates in Metroid 2. So what the fuck? game?
Bojax! Yay!
It's been clarified that the research station hosts all kinds of specimens from all over the galaxy, so I can believe space pirates would be part of that. My question is, why?
I was about to say, why though?
Well, they had Space Pirates in Other M. I don't really remember what they did, but I remember the general idea was you guys were fucking stupid for making Space Pirate clones, you know. So
Well, why did they make a Mother Brain clone?
I really do need to replay the game again just so that I can.
Be the ruler of video game land. Oh wait,
Not that one.
I've had enough of your lip. Mind you, that would be funny to see in an actual Metroid game for no reason.
Well, it's better voice acting than the Other M lady got in, than the Mother Brain clone got in Other M.
Oh, burn.
No, there's a save room to the left.
He doesn't need to save.
What if you
I
die?
I do not save unless I'm taking a break because I was actually recording this game in small spurts, like Ted was for Pokemon Crystal. So I'm using a save room a few points in the game because I have to stop the game in order to go to work. But I don't save that much to begin with. And my video just froze. What the hell time are we at?
406,
7,
8.
8. YouTube, your new player sucks.
Yeah.
yes, it does.
Oh, you're
wait, I've
doing
never
you're
been
doing the
able to
cheap
do
way to beat
this.
this guy.
You can't hurt me. You
Oh
can't.
no,
ass.
you're getting shot at by lemon lime jello.
You cheap ass, John.
It's cheap ass. That's the best way to fight that motherfucker.
Cheap ass.
It's really not that hard.
It's
even if
not
you
that
try
hard to begin with.
legitimate way,
I
so
don't care,
I
cheap
just,
ass.
I just found it amusing. But now we got the charge beam, and then there's a tank to the left. You gotta shoot a missile while you're hanging on the ladder.
Dude, what is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
I think let me just tell you. I'm not getting every item in this game.
But you need all the missiles you can get.
Not
Not
if you
John.
play this game as well as I have.
It's not like these are like rings or stupid shit Lewis would pick up. This stuff's actually important.
Not to me.
It would take 3 seconds.
John
I
doesn't need
played
it.
this game to death.
100% ring run on Sonic 1.
Lewis would do it.
Lewis would-
Even though it's
Isn't that
practically
kind of
impossible.
You need to take different routes, some of which close off after you take the first one.
Lewis would find a way. And then immediately after immediately after that we make him play Omochao Edition.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh
dun,
dear Christ, don't even remind me of that shit.
I do like how those reactor cores that we're killing. There is a GameCube. If you look closely at all the if you look closely on the outer shell with the other reactor cores X, you can see a GameCube.
I didn't notice that until Elliot pointed it out in your Fusion playthrough, actually.
One thing I do, the charge beam in this game.
Wait,
Not only,
recharge room.
Shut up. Just shut up.
Bitch,
You're
the,
half filled on health.
I'll be fine.
2 hits and you'll die.
I've
He's
played this
fine.
game millions of times before.
Whatever.
Oh my god, it's like Mega Man where you choose a level.
No, it's not.
Nah, not really. It's more
I'm
of this is
retarded. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I do like the charge beam in this game. You know, not only is it's pretty much exactly the same
Monologuing.
Metroid, but I do like how it actually expands the width of your beam and it also just increases the power in general.
Well, no. What the charge beam does is it stacks two of your first shots on top of each other, so you're pretty much shoot. It doubles your damage essentially, so you're able to so the stuff that you needed to take two shots for, if you can hit it with both layers of the charge beam, it'll do twice as much damage. If
Uh,
that made any sense.
well, no, it's also another fun fact. You notice that when you fire a fully charged charge beam, not only do you get the beam itself, but if you look closely at your cannon when you're shooting it, you get this some kind of like slash going on in your cannon when you're shooting the beam.
God.
If you hit enemies with that slash, it does a lot of damage. It's also one of the reasons why I was able to destroy one of those reactor cores so fast with the charge shot.
Oh yeah, you were glitching through it.
I was glitching through it, and I wasn't so much glitching. I was just clipping right through him. But I was to make sure I was at point blank range with the charge shot, which is you can't get any more powerful than that with that weapon.
I love how it's like if you see your clone, just fuck off.
No. I actually love this. It's just like because Samus is now part Metroid, she's really weak to cold. So the ice beam, the first beam upgrade you always get, the dinkiest upgrade in the entire game, is now the most powerful fucking thing ever. Delicious irony. So anyway, we got Sector 2, both my favorite and least favorite section in the game. Sector
Do
in
your
the game.
best to not run into these assholes right here. They're very slow moving, yes, but they do a shit ton of damage if you run into them.
Touch damage.
Oh,
It
Johnny
needs to
just did
die.
the faux screw attack there. If you have a charge beam, you can jump
Do a
into
little bit
enemies.
a little bit anyway.
No, you do damage about equivalent to one charge shot. So, but it is, if one charge shot can't take out an enemy, then you'll take damage too.
Okay.
So,
You can now open blue doors.
yay!
That looks like a personality core.
Or does a personality core look like that thing?
It's true, this game came first.
The world may never know.
Just to go on another Other M tangent, Other M in a lot of ways is a giant throw-out to Fusion, especially in that they've got sectors in a space research section.
And they do it in completely the wrong way.
No, well, hold on. The thing is that in Other M they've got 3 sectors, and in Fusion they've got 6. So I gotta ask, what the fuck went wrong?
Everything. I'm just confused that, okay, you can download... You're downloading your upgrades from, I guess, the Federation. Why didn't they just equip you with all this shit to begin with?
They explain
They're
that.
actually
Federation is
throughout
working on...
throughout the entire game. They're currently developing the weapon data as you're traveling.
Yeah, I know, but you think they would have had some of them on the get-go.
But it's a brand new suit, so they have a reason to.
Yeah, and we actually find out later that it's not actually in the Federation's best interest to keep Samus fully. There's a missile tank if you bomb that block all the way to the left and jump up. But
Just stop.
I'm just letting people know. But
They
it
can
is actually in the
100% bad.
Federation. It's not in the Federation's best interest to keep Samus fully powered, as we'll find out later in the game. So there's that.
Because
You're
what a
running
surprise,
from
the
these guys.
establishment is dicks.
The man's always just trying to keep us down, even though we work for the man. Huh. Our government sucks.
Samus might as well be a Galactic Federation employee, considering all of her bounties are funded by those assholes.
Well, that's just more of a difference between the Japanese and the American definition of bounty hunter. Because, like, when we think of a bounty hunter, we think more of, like, Boba Fett. And apparently the Japanese interpretation of a bounty hunter is something different. I don't remember exactly.
Not Cowboy
what it was.
Bebop. Huzzah.
Well, fuck you.
Your theory's just been blown to shit.
Actually,
Point
this...
to Cowboy Bebop.
Now this is actually my favorite area in the game because it does the sort of linear thing well, but it also feels the most like a traditional Metroid game. But it's also my least favorite area in the game because the enemies have damage, so you tend to die a lot.
Yeah, this is where I died the most actually on my first playthrough.
I think I was lost in this part of the game for a good week the first time I played it.
E-tank.
Mega Man called. He wants his gimmick back.
Wait, hold on, Metroid 1 came out before Mega Man 2. Oh yeah, what really sucks is sometimes because there's no door on that entryway, sometimes you can walk through the door before the red X-Parasite forms.
What
so you
the
can walk
fuck
in
is
without
that
the
thing?
It's a
you
boss.
can walk in without the health refill.
Notice how all the bosses end up using powers you're going to end up getting.
Why don't they do that more? I like that gimmick.
Because
I never
Mega Man
actually,
did it
never
first.
actually gave this boss a name, but what
I
Elliot
just, I just
said
call
in
it
the LP,
Wiggly Thing.
jumping condom.
I call it Wiggly Thing.
Fucked up condom.
It's a jumping condom.
It gets smaller and smaller after
Wear
use.
me, wear me.
Well, why is Samus wearing the condom?
You can never be too safe, Ted.
But Samus is a girl.
You can never be too safe, Ted.
It wouldn't do anything. There's nothing even to put the condom on.
Arm cannon.
Well, that would just make the arm cannon useless.
Could never
Wow,
be too safe.
God.
Yay, 2 power-ups at once.
You got high jump. Do 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 do.
And we're done here for now.
As Ryan mentioned,
But by the way, that's the
You
best
tell-
weapon get theme ever. Just
you can
so you guys know.
usually can tell what power up you're going to get from the boss based off their patterns. Obviously, the jumping condom was jumping high, so we got the high jump.
The first boss we fought could roll into a ball if Johnny didn't rape it, so there's that.
I will say one of the most annoying things when you're doing a speed run of Fusion are the boss doors
Oh
themselves.
shit.
That thing's fucking creepy. Oh yeah, don't go down, because if you go down, that thing will pretty much one-shot you at this point in the game. And it's pretty fucking disturbing. Well, it's not disturbing, it's just like, Jesus. And now we've got these things, which all of the insects are now cocoons. That's not good. Wait,
But
what was
by
that?
the way, Samus, that thing that looks like you, it's about as strong as you were before we put the fusion suit on you, and because you're part Metroid, it has the ice beam now. So if you see it,
If
you're
you
fucked.
roll into that alcove, there's a missile tank.
Ted. Well, let's just put it this way, Sam. It's Super Metroid versus Metroid Fusion. I'll let you do the math. Stay the fuck away from SAX.
I like Fusion better.
You're a small minority, Ted.
I don't know.
Wait. Small minority. That's redundant.
No, minority just means you're not in the majority. There could be a smaller minority.
I'm
Like
Fusion's
the
at
majority,
least-
like the majority could like Super Metroid,
Samus,
and
we have
minority
no,
could
you
like.
fucked everything up. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, it's not Samus's fault that the Federation put the SAS infected, the X-infested suit parts in the storage bay with nothing to protect them. Like, that's another thing. Did this place have any security protocols? Because if they did, they suck.
They had red doors, blue doors, and yellow doors.
And we're slowly unlocking all those protocols, by the way. It's the
My
domino
worst
effect.
enemy
It just
is
keeps getting
myself.
worse.
I'm guessing this is like a metaphor for my worst enemy is myself. I guess. Or maybe I'm just talking out of my ass.
You're probably just talking out of your ass. It's
Awesome.
not Samus's fault. We're at part 3 of the Metroid Fusion commentary.
Part
Water
3,
level.
Sector 4.
Ah!
Do 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 do.
I also like that
what
they
was
just
that
give
you were
you
humming
the
just
map
now?
to begin with.
The Mario
That's
Wonder
always
Water
nice.
theme, pal.
Oh. Do do do
That's
do
it.
do 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 do.
So Sector 4 is the aquatic section, if you couldn't tell by this point.
Though at this point the water is dangerous, so you don't want to go into it. It's
Yeah, it will
electrified.
electrocute you, and because of that, your area, you're actually rather limited this time around. Because Sector 4 actually is one of the biggest sectors in the entire game. But
We
you
actually
can't.
don't. We actually don't come back here for a really long time.
Yeah.
After this, it's like towards the end of the game.
And it's very dark.
I will say that Sector 4, both of the Sector 4 themes are really great. We
I
won't
never
hear,
bother to listen to the music of this game for some reason.
Fusion has a pretty good soundtrack. I wouldn't say it's the best Metroid soundtrack.
I remember Fusion more for its battle themes than level themes.
Well, once we get to the underwater section of Sector 4, which is until the end of the game, but that's my favorite theme in the game. But it does what it needs to do. It's atmospheric and stuff. It's just it's not as memorable as any of the other Metroid themes, like especially the stuff from Metroid 1 or Super Metroid, or Prime 3.
Actually, thinking back, I don't even know what I would consider my favorite soundtrack. I think Prime actually is my favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say Prime's probably my favorite overall.
I have a question. What are those little yellow blobs you're collecting?
Oh, those are the X-Parasites.
Those are the X-Parasites.
You get them for health.
The X-Parasites, pretty much what they do is they infect something and then they can copy it. And then, so we're basically killing clones of everything. But since Samus has the Metroid vaccine, she can pretty much eat the X-Parasites and get health. And missiles.
Or missiles.
which
I don't know
doesn't
how
make
they
sense.
become missiles, but whatever.
By the end of this game, she'll never want to have this
Science.
fucking Jello pudding snack ever again.
But what about a yellow Jello pudding pop?
Oh,
Or
that's
the
not
yellow
good.
devil. Aha, Mega Man reference.
Looks like someone already killed Ceres for us. This is going to be
Oh.
an easy power.
Well, okay, I can understand not getting that energy tank because you have to go really out
I
of your way.
usually do go out of my way to get that one, but not now.
Well, I
You're
mean,
just taking the damage.
well, usually I've got like 6 energy tanks at this point, so
Well,
I usually need them for fighting Ceres, which is one of the more annoying bosses in the game.
uh-oh.
Okay, now we have Ceres, aka the monster that probably blew out your Game Boy Advance speakers when you first played it. Because this guy is incredibly fucking loud.
I will say that Ceres' boss music theme kicks ass.
Yeah, I do like this theme too.
So basically, what you gotta do is you gotta
Stand
shoot it-
there and wait for its head to
Stand
get
there. Whale
Shenron,
on
what
its
have they done to you?
Not
actually,
Shenron.
if you hide in the bottom left corner of the screen, Ceres will very rarely go there. So it's pretty much the safest place in the entire.
But you won't go anywhere either. To me, I'm okay standing right here because I pretty much already got Ceres' pattern down. It's a bit unpredictable when he's in speed booster mode. But if you're able to get in point blank range of the charge shot, you can take him down really quickly.
Yeah, if you're playing the game for the first time, I'd recommend sort of hiding because he can. If you're standing, especially on those platforms there, he can take out your health if you're not careful. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot the bastard.
Damn it, I
Shoot
didn't
the
wanna-
core.
Now I gotta climb all the way back.
You know, it's funny you make that reference because I was about to say that that boss looks like the fire dragons from Gradius 2.
Oh goody, we got the speed booster.
Speed booster, and honestly, I do not like what they did with it since Fusion. Because
Guess
now
what time it is?
Because there's no, not
Well,
yet.
no, we're
Not
not gonna
yet.
shine
Is it
spark.
hammer
Oh,
time?
God damn it! No, we'll get to it.
But you know, because Fusion and Zero Mission and Other M do not have run buttons, you now have to run a certain distance in order for the speed booster to activate automatically, which I don't like. Granted, I always found the run button in Super Metroid a bit redundant, but still nice to anyway.
Well,
And I
it's
like how-
essentially
how
the same thing in Super Metroid, where you do have to run for a while in order for the speed
Yeah,
booster to charge up
But I
steam.
always felt that was more in control in Super Metroid of when I wanted to activate my speed booster.
Yeah, here you could just be running a while, then suddenly speed booster.
So
Well, it's not like going into speed booster is ever really a bad thing.
Well, because this game is designed around not having to be in speed booster all the time. But to me, Super Metroid was kind of Super Metroid wasn't either, but you still had the option of having you could speed boost through a lot of things, like bomb blocks and stuff like that. But I don't know. Again, not really much of a big deal, but it's a little nitpick.
I'll live with the nitpicking.
I'd actually say that overall, I think that Fusion controls better than Super Metroid.
Eh,
No, actually, well, no. Oh, okay, well,
in some respects, yes. In some respects,
one of the
no.
major differences between Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion in terms of control is gravity. Super Metroid Samus is definitely a hell of a lot more floaty, but I like it like that.
I prefer Samus. I think I don't like the floatiness because then I'm sort of just wiggling around in the air and I don't feel like I'm in control. I think that Samus is a lot more agile.
I think the gravity works more for Metroid 1, where it's more cramped. But in Super Metroid, I like the floatiness in that better.
No, because I'm actually the complete opposite of you, Ted. I think because of the floaty controls in Super Metroid, I feel like I'm more in control with Samus. I could do really acrobatic shit with Samus in Super Metroid that I can't do in Fusion, and it's all because of that altered gravity.
Well, that's just more of how the wall jump works in Super Metroid. I just feel like I don't like how jittery Samus is in the air. I don't feel as confident when I'm trying to make jumps.
Well, as someone who likes to wall jump all over the place, I prefer it.
I just think that the GBA Metroid games control better.
You can definitely tell who's the old guys here and who's the young kid.
I have nothing interesting to say.
Then why are you here?
Then you don't deserve to be.
Because you love me.
Yeah, that is true.
Because you were desperate to have another guy.
Well, Al, if we ever get bored, just pull out a Sandra Lee book.
Fuck you. You gotta have somebody as the straight man.
Or we could go into Food Network humor.
Yay.
This is an interesting thing with Sector 3 because Adam pretty much says that the X haven't gotten to Sector 3 yet. And when we open
let the X get in here.
No, but here's the thing. Does X don't Adam says that the X haven't gone in here because the level 2 hatches are open, but we can get in here without opening the level 2 hatches. And besides that, as soon as we open the level 2 hatches, they all just suddenly come in. It's just like, how do they know that the hatches are suddenly unlocked? It's just like,
Samus, this place is lacking a severe amount of X parasites. Let's spruce it up a bit.
Nah, I just like whenever they talk about X parasites in this game, I just forget the parasites and think X is in Sector 2.
Every time they say X, I'm thinking of Mega Man X.
You cheat ass again.
well, it's a lot easier
Like
to just
X
jump
in this
into
game?
that.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
What do you mean cheap ass? That's how you're supposed to do it.
I just run and jump.
X is in this game. I get to beat the shit out of some Reploids.
You open the green doors.
Da-na-na-na.
Way to go, Samus. Now the X parasites.
It's just like, as soon as you open
I
that
guess
latch,
Samus
the X
is
parasites...
going green.
It's just like, as soon as you open that latch, the X parasites immediately enter. It's just like, I sense something. The doors in Sector 2 the Sector 3 are open. Let's go,
Sector
guys.
3 is open. It's free for picking. Yay!
Now we can go rape that village.
Yay! Monster rape.
And burn the orphanage.
Oh, fuck these guys. They're back from...
Just keep holding up. They won't touch you.
That's what he wants you to think.
That's the only missile tank that you're required to get in the entire game. So if you want it, you can't technically do a 0% run.
No. Oh, I'm pretty sure people found a way.
Yeah.
No, well, you can't
And
legitimately...
those people are Japanese.
They're always away.
I missed my super missiles already.
We're about to get
Meanwhile,
them.
in
Stop your
Sandnople
bitching.
Zone,
But I want them now, Ted.
Okay, well, fine. You can have them now. See? There you go. Super missiles. You happy, Ryan?
Look at me glow all those colors.
I want
I'm
my
feeling
shine.
quite fabulous.
I want my screw attack, Ted.
Fuck you. No.
Aww. I have my gravity
Wait,
suit
hold on.
now.
No.
Shine Sparko!
Oh, that didn't last very long.
Whoa.
At least you finally managed to go left with one.
Meanwhile, football tackle.
Since we recorded that playthrough, John, have you ever gotten to football tackle the one boss you could do it in?
What, talking about
Super Metroid?
Dragoon? No,
Yeah.
I still haven't done it yet.
Oh my
It's
god, it's
really
the
hard.
spider boss from the Super Contra 3.
This is actually one
Everyone's
of the,
made that comparison now.
This is actually
Really?
one of the more. This is one of the more annoying bosses, just because it's a lot. It's kind of irritating trying to get to him without getting hit some of the times, depending on.
Are you
where the-
seeing this, Ted?
Well, I mean, this is like with my luck, he always drops the bombs closer to himself, so the fire's in the way. Whenever I get hit by the fire before I can go
I can
shoot out
understand.
the
I
open
can understand
parts.
what Ted's getting at here. Because there are times where the security robot is working with me, and there are times where it's not. But is it one thing I've got to give credit for in Fusion that I like more than Super Metroid is its sound design. I love the way the missiles sound so much in this game.
They sound
to me,
heavy.
they sound like they pack a fucking punch. You know, it's one thing I love doing, especially
Shoulder tackle.
with the
Oh wait, you can
security-
get the energy tank that way? I always just bomb underneath, and then there's one of those little pillars that pops up.
Oh, it's these fuckers.
Yeah, thankfully you can just pretty much ignore them. I think they die after one super missile anyway, so they're not hard.
I love missile spamming against a security robot because it sounds like I'm doing a lot of damage to him.
I just like what they did with the super missiles. It's not some sort of extra thing. It's stronger missiles.
It's an upgrade. You
I
know,
mean,
similar-
granted, you get it a little bit too early for it to be noticeable, but still, I appreciate it.
No, actually, well, super missiles at this point in this game are about 3 times more powerful than regular missiles.
Well, I mean, what I mostly mean is that we spend so little time with normal missiles that we don't really appreciate the upgrade as much, I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
Then okay, yeah, I guess I see what you mean.
Well, I don't find any normal enemies particularly hard in this game. Is the thing, though.
It's not so much any specific enemy, it's just more, you after a while you tend to run out of health in some of the harder parts of the game, especially since the enemies do damage whenever they do
I
hit
don't
you.
know. I always found them more useful in Super Metroid, where enemies stand a chance. In this game, I don't feel like many. After you get like the first little bit where you actually get some health, I don't feel like
what's
any of the
going
enemies
on?
actually have a chance.
What the hell does Anonymous want with Samus?
We do not forgive, we do not forget.
What does Samus do?
She is the 1%
Adam,
of.
I want you to pizza bomb her house. That is an order.
She is the 1% of Chozo technology.
Why does 1% of bounty hunters have JoJo technology? 99% do not.
Occupy Samus.
Oh,
Ew.
that's a heartbeat.
That sounds like a porno flick.
Well, have you been on the internet, Johnny? Oh, finally, Various suit. Oh, this is where we get the cold X-Parasite. Fuck these guys.
Yeah, I hate these guys my first playthrough too, but
I think
do
they
think-
can. I think they can do over an energy tank worth of damage at this point in the game.
no,
Actually,
they do 30 units of damage.
oh, 30 units. Well, that's still a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you actually use a recharge room. How about
He's
that?
out of missiles.
I'm out of missiles.
That's no
She's weak to
excuse.
cold, but she's weak to cold, but they didn't even bother having like a heating element in her fucking suit.
Well, I mean, this is you have to understand that this is immediately after the surgery. She takes another mission. You know, I'd
she
take
was
like a
sent
week
to
off.
this new mission immediately after the surgery was done.
I mean, I'd take a week off, but Samus is really devoted to her job, apparently.
Not long ago, I planted a crop of potatoes. Then suddenly they started dying one after the other. Checked out the books and they didn't tell me much. So I went and I did the search. Potato diseases. One of the websites told me that ants could be the problem. It said sprinkle wood ash over the plants. Then after a few days, the ants disappeared. I got excited about the internet. I have this friend who really would like to expand his business. So we went with him to the cyber cafe and we checked out several sites. When I met him next, he was going to put a windmill at a local school. I felt proud because something that wasn't there before was suddenly there. I realized that not everybody can be able to access what I was able to access. I thought that I need to have an internet that my grandmother can use. And so I thought about a notice board, a simple wooden notice board. When I get information on my phone, I'm able to post the information on the notice board. So it's basically like a computer. I use the internet to help people. I think I'm searching for a better life for me and my neighbors. So many people have access to information, but there's no follow-up to that. I think a follow-up to that is our knowledge. When people have the knowledge, they can find solutions without having to be helped out. Information is powerful, but it is how we use it that will define us.
Welcome to part 4 of the Metroid Fusion commentary.
If you go down in that room, you can get
Shut
well,
up.
actually, if you
Fuck
break a
off.
wall to the left there, you can go into the room you were in before and get a missile tank.
Have I mentioned this is a low percent speed run?
Well, yeah, you have.
Go away,
still-
blue thingies.
So
Ow.
the sector,
Oh, they
6,
do
sector 6 is the nocturnal area, and you have all these blue parasites, which will freeze you on contact and do 30 units of damage.
No, they do 69 units of damage. You're just running into them at this point.
I don't care.
この帽子をお前に預ける。俺の大切な帽子だ。
こんなとこで晒し者。
この帽子をお前に預ける。俺の大切な帽子だ。
こんなとこで晒し者になって。